Hello, America. It's Jay the Bodine. I'm here with my daughter, Lauren Bodine. We're going to do part two to the crystal meth, the effects of that it has on the person who does crystal meth and the family, how it affects all of us. I mean, crystal meth is probably, I would say, the worst drug on the planet. Would you not say it's the worst drug on the planet?
Yeah,
I mean, pretty
I
much. I mean, it's hands down. I mean, I know heroin is probably, right there with it. They go hand in hand. And now you got this fentanyl going around, and it's, people, a lot of people that do crystal meth also like to take Xanax, to bring them down so they can go to sleep or come down anyway. And now you have this fentanyl in the Xanax. So, and of course, if you're doing crystal meth, you're buying drugs off the street. There's a lot of deaths going on, right now. We both know numerous people.
I know two people that have died this year already.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know at least two or three that's died this year. One just here recently. It's just it's really, really horrible. It's absolutely a horrible drug. And it like I said, it just and once you do crystal meth, you pretty much went down the darkest road that you can go down. And so then it's going to lead you to do whatever is put in front of your face, pretty much. And, it's not like Lauren was a bad person. She grew up, we had our problems, as any family does. A lot of families have problems. But me and Lauren had a pretty good relationship, did we not? I mean, as far as a father and daughter does, we talked, we hung out, up and until she was 15, 16 years old, and then that's kind of, and we still had a pretty good relationship even then. It just started getting a little more estranged because of, I didn't know at the time, but I had no idea that you were doing the drugs at that time. Marijuana, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, oh yeah, she's probably smoking some pot, but as far as crystal meth goes, taking pills, I had no idea. Of course, I'm no saint. Nobody's saints. We've all done our wrongs. I've done my wrongs. She's done her wrongs. We've all done wrongs. But the whole point to this is to make people more aware. I know that, they tried to say, there's a war on drugs. But I'm going to tell you right now, the war on drugs, hey, the drugs are winning. They're winning, They try to take away, the opiate problem that they created. The doctors started giving everybody these opiates and got everybody addicted to opiates. And then they say, well, they're bad for you. They're addictive. And then they take them away from everybody and people wind up on heroin. So that's what happens, and drugs they tear families apart. But the thing is I love my daughter very much. I love my family very much, and I would never, in a million years, just give up on anybody in my family. So, not that Lauren did do some terrible things. She went through some terrible things. I mean, she's never been to jail. I don't know how you kept from going to jail, ever going to jail. But she has been to rehab twice, and I have gotten her clean twice. But she always comes to me when she gets to a certain point, and that's what's important. Parents, don't think that your kid is just, your kid's never going to do it. Don't ever think that, because like I said, Lauren wasn't a bad person. She wasn't just one of those kids that just dressed in all black and listened to death metal. She was a normal teenager that went down the wrong road, and it can happen to anybody. And it wasn't like I wasn't in her life. It wasn't like I wasn't there saying, hey, Lauren, don't do these drugs. But when these opportunities they come up, kids go to parties, they drink alcohol, and once they drink the alcohol, The alcohol brings down the level. That's usually what happens when people get, they get to drinking, and alcohol usually leads to doing other stupid things. And that's basically how you got started, was it not, Lauren?
Yeah.
You drank some alcohol, and then you weren't in your right mind, and then you started what? You snorted the first?
Yeah, I snorted first, smoked snorted, smoked, ate it, even drank it in liquid form for 4 years. Last 5 years I shot it, and
so you started shooting it, and the last 2 years?
The last year.
The last year. So, and that's when things really, really got bad, and I believe it was a little more than a year, because you went to the were you shooting it up before you went to the Love Lady?
No.
Oh, okay. So you weren't shooting it up before you went to the Love Lady rehab. It's a rehab. That was the first rehab she went to.
Well, no, I take that back. Yes, I did.
Okay, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, but that was that your? Now, how many times had you shot up before you went to the first rehab?
I only did it one time, and I had the first shot was I overdosed on the first shot, and it scared me enough to where I didn't do it again until I did it again a couple months later when I got out of the rehab.
Yeah, all rehabs, they're all different, and I'm not saying anything bad about any rehab. They try to get you off drugs, and that's what they do. But most of the time, when somebody goes into rehab the first time, they usually do come out and relapse. Mm-hmm. A lot of times it takes it 2 or 3 times for somebody to finally kick it, if they ever kick it. A lot of times they say that if somebody don't kick it by the 3rd time, they may not ever kick it. But this is Lauren just got out of her 2nd rehab, and she's been doing really well. And I'm going to tell you, she's given her life to God, to Jesus Christ, and I don't think that it would be possible for most people. Now, I'm not saying that there's no one ever gotten clean that didn't have a higher power or some sort of sense of spirituality to get clean. And her spirituality is our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and that's what you're using as your
yes
power,
yeah,
your source to get past this.
Yeah, it's, to me, I don't know, it's the only way.
It's the only way.
Yeah.
But you got to do it for yourself, right? So,
yeah, you got to do it for yourself. I'm not getting clean for anybody but myself, because if you're doing it for other people, say that's what I did at the first rehab I went to. I was doing it just because, I felt bad for y'all. I didn't really want to be clean. I didn't care to be clean, and I was just doing it for you guys because I felt bad.
Right.
And you can't do that, because then you're just stressing yourself out to the point that...
Yeah, you can't. Nobody can do it. Nobody can get clean for somebody else. They have to get clean for themselves. And that, so if you have a loved one that's addicted to any drug, heroin, crystal meth, anything, the best thing is to do everything you can to teach them, to help them get away from it, to give them great advice. But there's no force. You can't force someone to do something. They have to make it. They have to. 9 times out of 10, a person has to hit rock bottom, and I truly believe that you pretty much hit rock bottom there, didn't you, Lauren?
Yeah, I believe that's as low as you can get. I was doing some messed up stuff, dude.
Well, you were living in a camper with no running water nor electricity.
Yeah.
Knowing that you could come home.
Yeah, and I'd taken a shower with water hoses, knowing I had a shower to shower in, but.
You know, and the next thing would have been a mud puddle out in the rain or something.
Yeah, I use mud puddle water to shoot up.
You've used mud water to shoot up. See, that's how bad it gets, right there, people. You know, this is a drug that has no limits of you will do whatever you have to do. It pretty much takes over. It's a demon. I believe that it's pretty much it's like a witch's brew or something, you know, or some kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It's a
witchcraft,
like a concoction or whatever of like potion, yeah, a demonic potion.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah,
right. But you know, and I did another video on crystal meth a while back, and you know they ban all the chemicals to make crystal meth. All of them were banned, except for the main ingredient in the United States, which is pseudoephedrine, and you can go get pseudoephedrine, and so all it did was basically make it worse, because now, like I said in that video, they take like batteries and just chemicals and they extract. Yeah, they extract lithium. What they need. Yeah, you take whatever you have to have, and you extract the chemicals that you need out of those chemicals to make the chemicals that you need. But they leave pseudoephedrine, the main ingredient. I mean, all they'd have to do is take if they took pseudoephedrine off the market, you couldn't make it.
Right.
So I mean, why do they? That's what I always wonder. Why do they keep pseudoephedrine on the market? That's ridiculous.
I don't know.
Is that not stupid?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like to me that they don't really want to stop it. Doesn't that what it sounds like?
I don't think so. I think that
they're profiting in some way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you were out there living the life. I mean, do you feel like that? I mean, I know that I've seen it for myself. I've seen many of my friends die from crystal meth. I've known many people that's been addicted to crystal meth. A lot of my friends, and if they ever got caught with it, I mean, even if they were selling it, dealing it, they would be back out within a day or two.
Yeah.
Or the next day.
I see that I've seen it every day when I was using.
They don't want to stay. It's almost like they enjoy the chase or whatever it is. I really don't know. We need to figure it out. Somebody needs to figure it out. But I mean, what do you feel? What made you finally decide, Lord? You know what? This is it. I'm not going to do it anymore. Was it just the fact that you'd had enough, or you just wanted to change in your life, or was you just sick of being sick?
Well, I guess what made me want to quit was the fact that I was shooting up with mud puddle water, creek water. You know, I was just living
because you didn't have any running water. Y'all didn't have any running water. I didn't even think about that. So
no.
So y'all were just getting water wherever you could to shoot up.
Yeah, basically there was. Yeah, we did.
Do you know how lucky this you know? Look, it had to be by the grace of God, because I mean, she walked away from this without, you know, she's been tested for AIDS, hepatitis, all these things that a lot of people get from shooting up, and she walked away with none of these things, which is a miracle. It has to be a miracle from God. And I'm gonna tell you, I prayed for her every day. My wife, we all prayed for her. Our whole family prayed for her every day, and we were always there to open the door for her. So you always knew that you had a door to come to, somebody to come to if you ever needed help.
I didn't want the help.
Right.
I didn't want to come. I wanted to stay and just continue getting high. Plus, I had to continue getting high because I felt so bad for what I was doing to Paw and to you and everything, that I just didn't want to deal with that, so I just continued to get high so I didn't have to feel that.
Yeah, just numb the pain of hurting people.
Yeah.
As long as you stay high, you know.
As long as you stay high, you have no remorse for anything. You don't care about anything or anity.
The crystal meth just pretty much takes everything away, doesn't it?
Yeah, it takes everything away. It takes your emotions. It just takes everything from you.
Definitely not Lauren, but I'm gonna tell you what, Lauren is an emotional person. You know, she cries at sad movies. She gets scary movies. She's very loving, and not only that, she's a hypochondriac. I mean, this person, she's little. If she had a pain in her elbow, she was dying. If she had a stomach ache, she was dying. If she had a headache, she was dying. I mean, you couldn't tell this child, look, you're not dying, Lauren. It's fine. You're gonna be fine. You just got a headache. You're gonna make it. And I mean, but no, she's panic attacks. She's had anxiety attacks, panic attacks. I mean, from little things. But this drug was so powerful, she would shoot up with mud water.
Yes.
So that has to tell you something, right there.
And not even be a hypochondriac about it. Like it would be fine.
Yeah, your heart's beating like 500 miles per hour.
Oh,
now, I'm gonna tell you, before she's shooting up crystal meth, and her heart's beating 150 beats a minute. But yet, before she started using drugs, when she lived at home, if her heart rate got up because she got anxious, she was dying. It was like, Daddy, oh my God, I'm dying. Daddy, please take me to the hospital. So, I mean, that's how bad this drug numbs you, right?
Yeah,
I mean, to the point it doesn't matter.
No, like, honestly, like, there would be times where I pretty much thought, okay, yeah, I'm about to die. And I would just lay there and be content with it.
You just accept it because, you know what?
I would do a shot, feel my heart. I would do a shot, feel my body go into complete, like, tingle. And then feel my heart, like, palpitate and kind of hurt. And then I would know, okay, yeah, my heart's about to, I would think, oh yeah, my heart's about to go. Because I would do really, really big shots. And so I would just sit there and just be content with, okay, this is it, I'm about to die. My eyesight would go out, like, you know, I'd go deaf sometimes. But I'd just have to sit there and keep breathing until my vision and my hearing came back. And then I could get up and go do whatever.
This is a very powerful drug, people. You know, and like I said, the whole reason why we're doing this is to make people aware of how easy it is. And it wasn't hard for you to get, was it?
Absolutely not.
I could
get it whenever I wanted. That drug is the easiest drug to come across.
It's easier to get than marijuana, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's just as easy as going to the gas station and buying a 6-pack of beer, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, easier since when you're a teenager because you can't buy beer until you're 21, but you can sure as heck buy some crystal meth.
Oh yeah, I knew people doing crystal meth when they were 12 years old.
12 years old. 12 years old. Problem is, what kind of parents is even going to allow their kid to be out long enough for them to get addicted to crystal meth? They're just be doing crystal meth. Either way, look. We're just doing this to raise awareness. This was the hardest thing that I've ever endured. I've been through divorces. I've been through custody battles. I've been through all kinds of things. The worst thing that I've ever been through is to watch my daughter go downhill on crystal meth. She went from just being this beautiful, beautiful little girl to, I'm talking having holes in her face, holes in her arms, skinny, pretty much blank stare. It was very scary. It was a very scary time, and I'm so thankful to God that my prayers were answered. That she's back and she's going to church, and she's found some good church folks that she goes and worships with, and they are all ex-addicts, and they help her get through it. And it's so this time, we with the the glory of God and power of Jesus, I believe that you're going to make it this time. And we're not going to have to go through this anymore. And but parents, please watch kids. Like I said, I thought, look, I was there for Lauren. We were there. I talked to her every day. Brought her to school every day. Grounded the crap out of her ever through her high school years, pretty much through the whole high school, trying to keep you at bay. And it still happened. So I mean, you have to stay on top of it, people. A lot of I was a lot of the time I was a single dad, so I couldn't be on top of it. Now not that I didn't have help. Some of the time I did have help. Some of the time, but a lot of the time it was just me, and but. It's just, you got to, I know a lot of you parents, you both work, you're both gone, or you're a single parent yourself, and you can't stay on top of your children. And I mean, you can't stay on top of them anyway. It doesn't matter how hard you try. But if you have any suspicion whatsoever that your child may be doing crystal meth, go buy a drug test. Find out. Don't be scared to go get a drug test and drug test them. Because you need to, if you're going to catch it, you got to catch it early. Because once you get to the point, how long did it take you, Lauren? I mean, you pretty much started doing it just right off, really fast.
As soon as the first time I did it, I never stopped. She
never stopped for 5 years. So, but I didn't know for the first 3 years. Yeah. I didn't have a clue, did I? Mm-mm. And I don't know how I didn't know. I really don't. I mean, she hit it very well. Because she was always a skinny kid anyway, and she didn't eat that much anyway, and stuff like that, and so it's really hard to detect. It really is. So the best thing to do is like they come in high from marijuana. You can see it in their eyes. They're bloodshot. I thought, but if you see your kid come in and they're high on weed, give them a drug test, because they could possibly be doing crystal meth also. You want to catch it early. You want to make sure you get that, because once it gets to a certain point, there ain't no turning back. No. There's no turning back. You're going to be in and out of rehabs. You're going to fight this. You're going to fight this until that person decides that it's time to stop.
Honestly, decide to stop, but still, even then, crystal meth can take you right back if it wants you. Yeah. I mean, it can. Yeah. That easy. Yeah. I mean, since I've been out of rehab, it's already been put in my face, and it's gonna keep trying. It's just not gonna stop.
That's the devil.
You just have to be strong.
Satan's gonna put it in your face, just like he does anything else. It's like candy for children. It's always there. It's gonna be there, but you just gotta continue putting your faith in God. And that's the bad thing, though, is that knowing that you're gonna have to deal with this pretty much
for the rest of our life. Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, hopefully, that one day you'll forget about it and you won't even have to worry about it ever again. But right now, it is a struggle, and it's been a struggle. I mean, Lauren we have been trying. I found, when she first come to me and said, "Daddy, I've messed up, I've done crystal meth." It was about 3 years ago. 3 years ago, she comes to me, and I've been battling it and fighting it and trying my best to get her clean ever since. And it ultimately, it just pretty much ended up, it was her. She got herself clean in the end,
Yeah, that's what you have to do. You can't force nobody to do it, because they'll just end up doing it more.
Of course, I did have a hand in it, I took her to the hospital, and I told her, I said, look, you're going to go to this rehab, and you're going to get clean. But I mean, I couldn't, without her saying yes and then taking that step, with her being an adult, I couldn't force her to go to rehab. So she took that step, And once she took that step, and now aren't you glad you took that step?
Yeah.
You're very happy, you know. So, but you don't want to go through that. It's too hard. It's very hard. It's very stressful. I'm gonna tell you what. I had children young. And I'm only 18 years older than she is. So, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if I would have been an older man, I would have had a heart attack. I would have died. You know, I'm gonna tell you right now, going through that. So I'm gonna tell you, you guys that had children at 30. You know, if you have to go through what I've been through, I feel really sorry for you. I really do. Which I feel sorry for anybody that has to go through a crystal meth addiction. It is horrible. Which any addiction's horrible, and I pray for everybody. And but we're gonna wrap it up. We've gotten into almost 26 minutes now, and I'm gonna let Lauren. She's gonna do a piece later on, just herself. She's gonna just talk and kind of give some of her stories, and then I'm gonna do a little piece on, and I'm gonna give a few of my stories on my side. So it's gonna be her side and then my side of what was going on and the battle that we had with crystal meth and Satan. It was pretty much Satan that put crystal meth in our lives and pretty much tried to destroy me and her both with this evil. So, but anyway, this is Hello America. I'm Jathan Bodine. This is Lauren Bodine. And we wish everybody a Merry Christmas. We love you guys. Subscribe, like, leave a comment. We are out.